Hey you guys, it is Sunday, March the 16th. Today is a beautiful day and I have an event tonight at 6 p.m. I've already done my makeup. Everything is ready to go. I have to travel, so I have to get on the interstate. So the car is packed up. I'm excited. I just don't have anything to wear. So I have about 2 hours. And in that 2 hours, I'm going to make a dress using a pattern that I've never made before. Let's see how it goes. Hey you guys, C here. Thank you so much for clicking to join me in today's video. I'm headed to a dear friend's baby shower very shortly. The baby shower is 6. It is currently 2:15. I am challenging myself to make my outfit for the event. And for that event, I'll be making Buttery 6680. This is a Mrs. Sleeveless dress in 3 different variations. I am making view B. I've never made this pattern before, so it is rated as easy. There are 8 pieces in total, so we like that. There are less than 30 steps when it comes to this pattern, so we like that as well. This is a knit dress pattern, so this is my first time making a dress this year. It's also the first time I'll be able to work with a knit on my serger, now that I know how to thread my serger, and I've been using that, so I'm really excited about that. I have never put myself to a challenge, a sewing challenge, a timed challenge before, so already I'm off to a rough start because I'm doing a lot of rambling and I have to be out of here. I need to be out of here at 4:30 because I'm headed to Raleigh. If I push it, 4:45. But still, I need to get this done in 2 hours. For this dress, I am using this beautiful, the background is like a pale pink. It's like the color of my wall. It's the color of my wall. So it's a pale pink, and then there is an orange damask or a floral in a grid. I don't know. It's beautiful though. I will put a snippet of this on the screen so you get a more accurate depiction of what the fabric looks like. But this is a brush knit. I purchased it from Joann last summer, I do believe. So I'm super excited to start working with this. All the rambling aside, let me go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're about 35 minutes down. It is currently about 3:15, and this is where I am right now. I thought I would go ahead and try it on before I kept going. For this pattern, I cut a size 12. I wanted it to be more fitted. I wanted to show a little more shape. I maybe should have stayed with the 14. But it's okay. We're outside of work. I want to look a little sexy, and that's the outside of work is a perfect time for me to do that. So this is how I'm looking so far. Now I think I have to attach the neckband and the arm band, and then attaching this asymmetrical piece right here. I am going to be wearing some shapewear across my stomach just for a little more tummy control. I am sucking it in for dear life as of right now. So we're gonna, get that a little cinched up. And with my heels, I think it's going to look great, adding that length and whatnot. So let's keep going. I gotta stop talking because now I'm starting to feel the pressure. I'll see you guys in a minute. I have made a grave error. The dress is not supposed to be asymmetrical. Yet here we are. I go to put in that side piece, and this is what I have. And I've been playing around with it for a bit, figure out what to do. I'm wasting time. So the dress is definitely not going to get hemmed, but I want to press out these seams. And then right here, I'm just going to go cut that seam in half and attach the two and steam out. I've got some markings, seam them out, and we're getting out of here. Armhole is a bit tight, but once I put my Spanx on, my undergarments on, everything should look good. I gotta go. We got 5 minutes. Hey you guys, Editing C here. I have been holding on to this video for almost 3 months now, and I didn't share because the make just didn't come to fruition. It just didn't work out. And instead of just deleting the files, I decided to go ahead and edit it and share it with you guys as like a transparency video, a transparency post that not everything works out. And in this situation, I failed myself. I should have never tried to challenge myself thinking that it was cool or trendy. It's just not me. It just didn't work out, okay? And I applied unnecessary stress and unnecessary pressure to myself. I did make it to the event. I arrived at the event about 20 minutes late. Now, the venue was a little further out than I had anticipated, and then I foolishly took pictures before I left the house. So I arrived late, but I arrived before most of the guests. So about 10-15 minutes after I arrived, that's when most of the guests started trickling in. So I was kind of on time, okay? You know, I got there before a lot of people, and we're going to take that as a win. I did not share any images of this dress because I wasn't happy with it. I wasn't happy with how it looked. I wasn't happy with how I looked in it. I just wasn't pleased with it. So the first thing, that size 12 was an absolute no. Absolute no. I felt like a Pillsbury biscuit about to bust out of the can. I could not breathe in that son of a gun, and I couldn't move. I was uncomfortable. Size 12 was an absolute no-go. There was no form of sex appeal to me sucking in my stomach and barely moving because I didn't want to pop a seam. No. I should have gone with the 14 or 16. The armholes for the dress were just way too tight for me. I should have cut the armhole before I attached the armband because it was just like the fabric was in my armpit. It wasn't comfortable. It was way too tight across my back. It was way too tight across my midsection. It is highlighting all of my problem areas. I didn't like it. Then, by me rushing and hastily sewing up this garment, I fudged on a couple of the steps. So much so that my pieces were not lining up. They weren't the right pieces, okay? Notches weren't notching. They were not corresponding, which left me with a huge gap. Like, it just messed me up so bad. So I tried to cut the extra fabric that I had and then seam those two pieces together. It worked. It made my hem asymmetrical, but it kind of looked like the dress was meant to be like that. The problem was all of the incredible puckering. It puckered so bad, and while I was going to the event, I really didn't have a lot of time to press out those seams. But coming back after the event, or after I washed it for a second time, trying to press out those seams, it just didn't look good. It didn't look good at all. And some of my pieces, it was like little holes or little gaps where things just weren't lining up. I can never put myself through that again. It was just so unnecessary. and trying to do a trend, try to do what other people are doing, it bit me in the ass. And that's why I like to stay in my own lane and do my own shiggity, because I don't have to worry about that, because that, I just wasted it. I wasted a dress. I held on to it. So I filmed it almost 3 months ago. I've held on to it for so long. I kept putting it away and pulling it back out because I was going to fix all those mistakes. I was going to remove the armband and cut the armhole much larger. I was going to cut it. I was going to change the neckline from being a crew neck into maybe like a deeper scoop neck. I was going to cut all those panels on the hem and fix it and do something creative and engineer it. Every time I put it back and pull it back out, it was just like, no, I don't want to do it. I was in it for the moment. I was committed to the garment. It didn't work out, and I just don't want to be bothered with it again. And why do I need to force myself to work on something that just doesn't make me happy, right? Some people may say, oh, you wasted your time. No, I didn't. It was a learning curve. I learned not to put myself through unnecessary bullshit. I learned that I need to try my garment on over the course of constructing and sewing it, and not sew something and wait till darn near the last minute to try it on. I learned not to rush myself. Sometimes it takes me a minute to sew a garment because I really do take my time. I'm very meticulous about the details. And when I put myself through some unnecessary crap, like rushing, oh, do it in 2 hours. Won't do it again. I will not do it again. I'm lying. If I were to ever challenge myself like that again, it would definitely be a pattern that I've made before. Because another bit of foolishness is that I was doing a pattern I've never done before. And yes, it's rated as easy and there are a few pieces and fewer steps. I still don't know what I'm doing. Like, I still don't know what to expect. Whereas some of these patterns that I've done multiple times, it was a pant pattern that I did 3 times last year. I've done the vest pattern, Butter X 6901. I've done that 3 times this year. The cami Butter X 7001. I've done it 5 times, I think. Those are patterns that, yeah, put me to a challenge. I could definitely do those. But something I've never done before, I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. That was stupid. I'm an idiot on that one. Okay. So it is what it is. I don't feel like I wasted my time. It was a learning curve. I don't feel like I lost money because that fabric was already in my stash and has been in my stash for who knows how long. So as cheap as I am, it's probably worth a cup of coffee. But yeah, so that is my first fail of the year. Not my first fail ever, because I've been very transparent and shared with you guys all my fails along the way. So I was on a good little roll, okay? I had a good momentum going, and I effed up. So that's the egg on my face for now. I hope that those who are struggling or beginners or people who just don't know what they're doing, I hope you can find some humor and value my transparent moment that we all make mistakes, okay? Nothing is perfect. Nothing is glamorous. These people who are doing these challenges, they're cheating because that shit sucked. Okay? That was some crap, okay? So that's it. On to the next. I've been working on a handful of projects, so I can't wait to share with you what I've been working on. As always, I love you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. I'll see you next week. Peace.